In this video, we are going to learn about stack. Earlier, we learned about array representation in the third unit, and as well as we learned about linked list representation. Please understand these two, array and linked list. These are the representation, how a data should look like, how it has to be represented, but this never comes under data structure concept. What we are going to learn today is stack, and again we are going to learn something called queue. These two comes under linear data structure, whereas array and linked list are representing the datas. There are two ways of representing: array way of representing, another one is linked list representation. Both stack and queue, we are going to use both types of representation: stack using array and as well as stack using linked list. Likewise, queue using array and queue using linked list. Today we are going to see about stack using array. First we'll learn about what is stack, how a stack looks like. You can see over here, this is how a stack looks like. The data are going to be ordered in vertical order like this. First important thing, we have to mention the array size. For example, if I say array of 5 or stack of 5, it starts from 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we have 5 slots if I say stack of 5 or array of 5. And once you start inserting the values, first value is going to be filled in array of 0 and then array of 1, 2, 3 and then 4. And remember, we can't insert any memory after this since we are dealing with array. It's a static memory. You can't increment or decrement the memory size. So initially, if you're going to fix an array size, make sure you're fixing plenty so that as many number of data can be inserted into array slot. Let's see the definition. A stack is an abstract data structure that contains a collection of elements. Stack implements the LIFO mechanism, that is, the element that is pushed at the end is popped out first. Last in, first out mechanism. We saw how to insert the element. I told you it's going to be inserted one by one, starting with the array of 0 and then 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you want to remove an element, in this example we have till array of 3 is been filled. If you want to remove an element, remember you can't remove any middle element or the last element. What is inserted at the last is going to be pushed out first. That's why we follow a mechanism called LIFO, last in, first out. This is the last element that is inserted, that is going to be pushed out first, and once it is gone out, and then 9 is going to be popped out, and then 6 is going to be popped out, and finally 5 is going to be popped out. This mechanism is unique in stack using array and as well as stack using linked list. And we use a keyword called top. That is mandatory. We have to use top for stack. Initially this top will be in -1. We have to assign top as -1. That means it hasn't been assigned for any array. That's the meaning of it. Initially top should be assigned as -1. That means it is not representing to any array. Once if you want to insert any element, most important thing, you have to increment the top first. Use top plus plus or top equal to top plus 1. Use any command. Make sure you are incrementing the top and then you have to insert the value. Again, if you want to insert 6, increment the top and then insert the value. Likewise, increment to 2 and then 9, increment to 3 and then 2. The element that is inserted the last is going to be pointed using top. Likewise, if you want to remove, first remove the element and then decrement the top. This mechanism is quite interesting. You have to remember this. Whenever you want to insert any element, increment the top and then go for insertion. Whenever you want to remove the element and then go for decrementing the top. This will be followed while we create the code. And we have two important functions. One you call it as push, another one we call it as pop. Like push means insertion, pop means deletion. This adds a data value to the top of the stack, push. And pop, this removes the data value on top of the stack. And this picture depicts how to push and how to pop the element. Like I said earlier, If you want to push, you have to start from the scratch from array of 0, 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, and then 5. Now your top is pointing to this number 5. If you want to remove it, what is been inserted at last is going to be removed first. You can see here, if you want to pop, 5 is removed first. I'm sorry, 6 is inserted here in according to this diagram. So that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to pop, 6 is going to be popped out first, and then 5, and then 4, 3, 2, and 1 go on. This is how you have to insert or remove an element, and we use a term called push and pop. Quite simple logic. Keeping all this concept in mind, let's jump directly into code blocks and we see how to create a code. This time I'm going to type the code so that you can have a clear idea how the stack works. So it will be easy for you to understand stack using linked list also. Let's get into code blocks. I have created a file called stack underscore array.cpp. I have a class name called stack1. Let me create the function that has been really needed. I use a public access specifier. We are going to use three important functions. Two functions we already discussed. One is push, another one is pop. So I'm using push and then pop. And let me use one more function for displaying those elements. Anywhere if you want to display at the middle during insertion or during deletion, you can use this function. These are the three functions I'm using, and we are using abstract data type concept. That's the reason I'm not defining anything. I'm just declaring it. I'm declaring push pop display inside the class stack1. Before defining the function, let me get directly into the main function, as because I'm going to connect all these functions push pop display with the support of main function. So let me create that first so that it will be easy for you to link step by step. First important thing, we have to create an object. Stack1 is my class name. Let me create S as an object. Let us go step by step. We need to assign top as -1. So that's our most important thing. So let me say top equal to -1. I need to declare this variable. This is not a keyword. I earlier told you that this is a keyword. That's a key for stack. That's what I meant. By mistake, I said keyword. That's not a keyword. That's a key for stack. Instead of top, you can use any other name also. That's a user-defined name. Top is a global term that we use for stack. That's the reason we are sticking with top. But if you're not comfortable, you can go with any other name also. So let me declare this. Whatever that I'm going to declare, let me declare that globally, as because I'm going to use that top inside the class as well as inside main function. So let me say top, and I'm declaring globally, not inside the class, global declaration. And next, we have to mention the array size. Once I assign top equal to -1, I need to fix the array size. So let me give a meaningful statement here. Enter the size of stack. Now cin, I need a variable, so let me say n here. Again, I need to declare this n comma n. All are going to be global declaration. Here I'll be giving the size. It can be of any size. Next, once I give the size, it has to give the options. That means 1 means go for push, 2 means pop, and 3 means display. We know if you are having this option like this, we'll be using for switch case. That's the usual thing that we do. Before going into that, let me have a proper display thing. Let me complete all that. And /n/t, and use all these /n/t wherever it is required, so that the output screen looks promising. It looks more easy to access. stack operation using array. This is going to be displayed in your output screen. And let me give a um, underline or something. Again, use /n/t and use some hyphens like this. Not needed. If you think it's not been required, you can skip this. I want to make the output screen looks good. That's the reason I'm adding all these jewels. Now, one means push. Let me use this /n/t, and 2 means pop /n/t, and then 3 means display, and 4 means exit. Alright, we are done with all this displaying thing. So first it as per the size of the stack, and then this will be displayed in your screen, all these three cout statements. Now we need to explain more about this push, pop and display. Since we have the option 1, 2, 3, 4, we go for switch case. It's better we have to do all these under do condition, do while. We know why we are using this do while statement, as because if it is choosing an option, that means out of this 4, if it is displaying 5, or by mistake if I enter some other values, it should give some warning, or it should give some statement that it is not a valid one. That's the reason we go for this do while condition. You can say if I say choice is not equal to 4, since I'm sticking with 4 option, if it is not equal to 4, come out of this. Till then it should be executed. First important thing, we need to enter the choice. So let me say enter the choice, and here I'll be giving the options. I have used here choice, so you can use the same thing. Choice, this part should be declared, so I'm declaring choice. Okay, all right. Now I'll be giving the choice here, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. If I'm giving a choice, we need a switch case to accept this and take it to the respective choice. Switch, give the choice. Now open the bracket. Let me zoom this, it'll be quite easy. We go for case and give the space here. That's important. If you forgot to give the space and if you press 1, that comes in black color, it should not come in black color. We need space. If it is case 1, we need to call the operation push. So I need a object to call. The object is yes. So yes dot push off. Once I'm done with this, break and come out of it. That's my first option. And next is case 2. Pop. Again use the object to call the pop function. Again break this. And the third case is to display. Use yes dot display off. Again break this if it is success. And we need one more case to exit this switch case. So let me say cout. Here's where I'm exiting. So let me say this is my exit point. Here's where I'm going to exit, then break this. And we can have one more default. That means if you fail to press the right option, it should give a meaningful reply that please enter the right option. Let me give something like this. Let's say please enter the right choice. Okay, I guess we are done here, and finally we have to say return 0. Okay, so my main part is done. The only thing which is pending is I need to define all these three functions: push, pop, and display function. Let me start defining all this. You can give below the class so that it goes in a particular order. First, let me start with push. So since I'm defining outside the function, we know the syntax. First return type, and then class name and scope resolution, and then I need to call the function name. I need to define this. Understand, if I want to push an element, first important thing I have to ensure whether I have a space for inserting the element. What if it is full? So I need a condition to check. So if it is full, I have to give a display statement like my stack is overflow. If it is not, I have to enter the value. So let me use the if condition. The condition is initially I place top as -1, isn't it? So if I say if it is the top is greater than or equal to n minus 1. If you remember what is n, I gave n over here, size of stack. If I give 5, for example, if I say 5, that means array of 0 to array of 4. If the top is pointing to 4, either it is equal to 4 or greater than 4. If it finds a number, that means I don't have any space. That's the meaning of it. Uh, we know that array of 0, array of 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that's array of size that is 5. So I have all the values will be entered. The top is now pointing over here to the last one. I mean the last value which is inserted. I don't have any more space to insert. That's my maximum size. So I say n minus 1, that is 5 minus 1, that's 4. So that's the top. So if it is at the top, I should say the stack is overflow. It should be displayed like stack overflow. Okay. Else, if not, if there is space, here is where I need to insert one by one. First, I need to get the value. What is the value you are going to insert? You need to get it from the end user. Enter a value to be pushed, and then you're going to get the value from the end user. I need a new variable. Let me say something like x is a, so I need to um, declare this x comma x. Yeah, here it is. All right, I got the value. Now I need to push it into the stack. We know the rule. If I want to push any number inside the stack, I need to increment the top and then I need to push the value. First important thing, say top plus plus. Initially I assign top as -1. You can check here. I say top equal to -1. Now I have incremented. That means top is pointing to 0, array of 0. Now I can push it. Most important thing, I didn't create any array size. I need to create that. Let me create or let me declare that here. Let me say st some size of 50. That's the array size I'm creating. I'm saying st of size 50. Now I'm going to insert the value. Just look over here what I'm doing. I say stack inside the bracket I say top equal to x. I hope you understand this meaning. We know what is top right now. From -1 it is incremented to 0. Now stack of 0 equal to the value which I got from the end user. So in the place of stack of 0, the value is going to be inserted. Again, when you go again, the top is been incremented. It turns out to be 1. So next value which I'm getting from the end user, now top becomes 1. So stack of 1 equal to next value. Again, this will be called top becomes 2, stack of 2, next value, and then stack of 3, next value, stack of 4, next value. It keeps on going. Quite important thing, these 2 points, increment the top and then insert the value in the array slot. That's it. We are done with the push function. The same way we have to go for pop stack 1 pop off. Again, we need the same if else condition. What we checked over here is if I'm going to insert anything, I need to make sure we have space in the stack. That's the reason I use a condition like this. And if there is no space, I should say stack overflow. The same way, if you're going to remove any element, we have to ensure there are some elements inside the stack. If there is no element, what is the point of pushing anything? I'm sorry, popping anything. You can't pop any value if you don't have anything inside the stack. So I need to ensure whether we have any value inside the stack. Use the same top for any condition that you're using. Top is quite important. I need to make sure whether we have the element or not. If there is no element, I have to give a statement, no element in the stack. Where will be the top if there is no element in the stack? Top will be in -1, isn't it? If there is no element, no stack, top will be in -1. So let me say when top is greater than or equal to, I'm sorry, it's not greater than, it's less than or equal to -1. If it is equal to -1 or less than -1, the meaning is I don't have any element inside the stack. So I have to give a statement stack underflow. Now else part, no, if there is some element, then what we have to do? Now try to give in cout statement. I'll tell you why we are giving inside a cout statement. /t, the popped element is, I say st of top. Does it make any sense? I use the cout statement alone. We know if you want to pop any element, you have to remove the element and then you need to decrement it. First, I'm removing the element. How I'm removing it is, I'm using the cout statement, say the popped element is, I'm directly calling this st of top without double quotes. So what is the value of this st of top? If I say I have 5 elements, the top will be at the 5th element, isn't it? That means from 0 to 4 means it will be pointing to the 4th element. The top is pointing over there. I'm saying the popped element is st of top. That value is going to be displayed here. And physically, I'm not going to remove this memory. We know that we are dealing with array. I can't remove the memory. Whereas in linked list, you can remove the memory manually, as because it's a dynamic memory allocation. Here we can't do that. I can just say the popped element is so and so. Once I'm done with this step, I have to decrement the top. I say top minus minus. That's it. We are done with push and as well as with pop. The last function is display. Let me go with that. What is here? Display Here again I have to use if condition. It should be there. Some elements should be there if I want to display the element. If there is no element, then I should say there is no element in the stack. I have to give a command like this. Again, I'm using top. If it is greater than or equal to 0, if there is element, I'm going in the reverse order. If there is element, then I need to say slash n. Here I think tab is not needed. The element in stack. Now I have to use a for loop. Since we are dealing with array, if I want to display all the elements one by one, I have to use the for condition. Here I have to say I equal to, the key is top. So obviously I have to go with top. I is again a new variable. I need to declare that. Okay. I equal to top. Now it is pointing to top. Now I have to set a condition from top to bottom. Bottom means to the 0th array location I have to come. So I can say that I should be always greater than or it should be equal to 0. Till from top to the 0th location it has to display all the elements. And remember I am displaying from top to bottom. That means if I have the values like 10, 20, 30, 40, it's going to display like 40, 30, 20, 10. It comes in a reverse order from bottom to top. That means where top not top, it's assigned as for I, so I minus minus, I'm coming down, I'm not going upward direction, I'm coming down, so we have to decrement all the time. Here I have to say I need to display, so I'm going to display in cout itself directly. I have to use stack of I, automatically that's going to be displayed, and I need a space for each and every value which is displaying, so I'm using this space option. And once I'm done with that, no, we can skip this, not needed. So if condition is over, next you can go for else. That means if you don't have any value to display, then it should give a meaningful message. Again use slash n, t is not needed. The stack, there's nothing, so I say stack is empty. All right, I hope we are done with all the function, push, pop and display, and main function is also done. So let's save the program and start running. It's taking time. Right. Enter the size of stack. Let me give 5. This is what I meant every time I gave the slash n and slash t. T is for tab. You can see how easily it's looking like. Uh, quite easy to look around the options. Push, pop, display, 1, 2, 3. I need to give the choice 1. Enter the value to be pushed. Let me give 10. Again it's asking for a choice, so let me insert 4 values. No, not 2, again 1 for pushing, 20 the element, again 1 for pushing, 30 the element, again 1 for pushing, 40 is the element. Now let me display and check how it is ordered. You can see it's in 40, 30, 20, 10. It's in proper order. Now if you try to insert again one more like 50, it's got inserted again. Now I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are inserted. Again if I try to insert, see it gives a warning, stack overflow. You can insert any more. Since I fixed array size as 5, you can insert more than 5 values. Now let me display again. So I got 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Now let me go for pushing the element. What if I push the element? I'm sorry, popping the element. What if I use the pop function? This is at the top, last in, first out. The last which is got inside the stack is 50. That's going to be removed out first. So if I push the second option, look over here, the popped element is 50. Just display and check. You have only 40, 30, 20, 10. Again, if you press 2 for popping the element, 40 is going to go off. See, popped element is 40. Display and check. You have 30, 20, 10. Again, pop the element. 30 is gone. Display and check. You have only 20, 10. Again, pop. Popped element is 20. Again, check. You have only 10. 10 is also removed. Display. The stack is empty. Quite easy, isn't it? How to push and how to pop, and finally press 4 to exit. That's it. We come out of the command prompt. A very simple concept, stack. Always remember we use LIFO, last in first out logic. I used to say this example for all the batch students. The example which I mentioned is quite rememberable for all the students. Like the girls wearing the bangles. That'll be an example where I can relate it. And please don't use this example in examination, just to make you understand how the stack mechanism works. Have you ever seen the girls wearing the bangles? If they have 5 bangles, they wear the bangle one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the first bangle that you can remove is the last bangle which is inserted. You can't remove the middle one or the first one that is inserted. Can't do that. That's a mechanism that we use in stack. Last in, first out. Always remember this. In the next video, let's see the same stack using linked list. Thank you.